Traders, welcome back. It is April 3rd, and here is your today's markets. So we're going to jump in, look at some of the calendar. At 10 a.m., we do have that non-manufacturing PMI. Definitely be important to pay attention to. Like I put out in that video yesterday on the Euro CHF possible buy, I was kind of looking for some good manufacturing data that could maybe push us up a little higher. Germany, it did come out a little short on the composite PMI, but the services PMI came out at 55.4. Retail sales are up to 2.8. Market services PMI for the Euro area, in combined of all of them, that's up to 53.3 from the 52.7. Just remember, we're not trading these specifically. We're just kind of looking at it from a micro level to kind of understand, the overall macro level from here. We can see, there was a lot of manufacturing data that was coming out poorly. There's worries of a slowdown in Euro area. That doesn't mean you're out of the area or you're out of the clear yet for a slowdown. But this, this could, maybe it is a bottom. So that is something we need to, continue to be on top of to see how things progress and how these readings, continue to progress as well. On the trade talk front, we do have, I cannot pronounce this guy's name, but he is in the U.S. right now going over the talks. There seems to be, good talks going on in place, and this is something we just got to go kind of in sync with it, step by step. We're not trying to predict this either. We can have an idea on it, but we really just kind of got to take the data we get and use it as we can. So there's still issues that need to be going over, and like I always say, that's that intellectual property. That's where these companies are starting in China, and the Chinese are trying to pretty much, they're like stealing their ideas and saying that's the only way you can be here, and how to actually enforce this broader agreement. I still think these are some pretty key issues. The intellectual property has been part of China's economy for some time now, and this will be I think it'll be. I'm not really sure if we're out of the clear yet with it, but we will see as we get going. So we can jump over to the charts. Let's start with. Let's see, where are we? We are. So here's the CAD index. We did this rally started because we got optimism coming in regarding the global economy. In here as well was the decrease in rig counts. Again, we're just kind of consolidated at these highs. Not really anything I'm looking at right now. Maybe it is something we could see get a little retracement, but we do need to start paying attention to that stuff that can affect oil prices, which is. Globally, the OPEC cuts, it is Algeria's president quit, and Algeria is an exporter of oil as well and producer. So that is something we just keep in the back of your mind. Just know that it's there. Let's see what else. So here's Australian dollar. Kind of looks like we might start to tick, a little higher possibly. We are consolidated at these lows. We are holding this low. It has been beat down by some bad data. A lot of it's been China as well. So let's see if it's a possibility that we could, start to push up into this 1450 range. But if we do get some continued good concessions with these trade talks, it is very likely we will push higher. It will be likely, a lot of these fears that have kind of encapsulated, the Australian dollar and all these other economies. We should start to see maybe a little boost in some of these currencies as well. There was a CAD, CHF. We're still consolidated at these highs. Is it a possibility that we could, push back down into this 208? I do think so. Maybe possibly before we continue up, if we continue up. So that is something I will be watching as well. Not really much, for a trade like that, but here is the euro. We are, consolidated at these lows. It's been obviously beat down. This is where I marked up bad German manufacturing PMI. So I was saying if we could get some, decent PMI, with the euro area in Germany, maybe we could start to retrace some of these, this bad data that got priced in back into the 50, maybe the 61.8. Definitely 38.2, you're not really asking for much. So I do see that as possibly likely. So that is something we're going to be paying attention to as well. We will look at some of the currencies, special pairs. So let's jump to that Euro CHF. So let's check that 4 hour out. So we have been running kind of over, up through the overnight session. On the 4 hour, I do like this consolidation. I put a penning up around, 12.20 just to, give me some room. We could possibly see some, maybe some consolidation at this 12.15 level. We see that we came up, we kind of got rejected, came up, rejected. If we get a big influx of euro buyers, it is possible we're just going to break right through and go to, this 13 level. So I do like this on the 4 hour. Let's check that daily. We are at some pretty decent structure low. Definitely don't see why we couldn't get up to the 38.2 again. That's not that big of a retracement, and it is more likely we could get to 38.2 than some of these deeper ones. But we do have some good structure at these levels, and as we talk about, there's not a lot of the move down doesn't have a lot of consolidation, on this daily. So I feel like, it's possible we could, clear out this whole sell move, pretty easy. We probably will get some consolidation, maybe a little pause around this 38.2 because there is some of those wicks, which is, this consolidation here. So we push up here, we might get some consolidation, but I think if we can start to break this 38.2, we could definitely push up into, like I said, this 13 level, which looks pretty good. Let's see what else we got. Kind of check, USD JPY. Definitely think there's a little more upside into this 1170s. Let's see that CAT CHF. Did mention this. I know we had our first target like right in here when I put that out last week, and second target was up to the 75.20. So let's see if it hits the 75.20. That'll be cool. See that USD CHF. Where is that? So we did post this as well. We did push up, got up into the structure. I think Cleveland mentioned that in the previous YouTube one he did. So we did get up in there, which is pretty accurate. I was kind of maybe saying maybe up into this $1.08. So, maybe this is the pullback we're getting. Maybe we get that, that boost up into $1. So let's watch that as well. It'll be interesting to see how that plays out. Let's see. I was looking at, you can see Euro JPY. This was, we were consolidated around the 38.2, kind of consolidated at the 38.2, and then we finally broke. So I kind of like to see tighter consolidations. Maybe this is something I would have played, but maybe not. I probably would have liked to stay out of that because I just really wouldn't have known where to put maybe a stop. You could have definitely done it like right here. Be a little more. It's definitely gonna be a little more aggressive, more risky, and obviously it would have been playing out. And you would have, if it does get up to here, that would have been a pretty big position. But I would have preferably liked to see a better area. I got to put my stops, but maybe I would have played it. We'll see if we ever get a setup like that again. Let's see anything else. Let's look at some. I guess we'll see if we have any Brexit data. So we did have some good news coming out yesterday that she is seeking an extension, and that's kind of the whole thing we need to be watching out for is if there's the no deal, if that's going to be taken off the table. The no deal Brexit is where investors start to get fearful. They feel uncertain about what's actually going to happen with the Brexit economy or the GBP economy. So let's stay on top of that. Not many other setups as well, guys. I mean, the best thing I see so far is that Euro CHF. So I will definitely be watching that. Hopefully you guys watch that too. Make sure you guys are following the strategy. Make sure you are following the certain conditions in the course and the certain rules as well. So other than that, guys, let me know if you have any questions. I am here to help, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow.